Welcome back. And today we are going to do an outdoor roasted turkey in a wok and cast iron vegetables. And this was an idea that we came up with for two reasons. One is a few years ago we lost our electricity on Thanksgiving and we had people coming over. So we moved outdoors to the grill. In 2020, this might be an idea if you want to do Thanksgiving with a very small group of family members or people in your bubble so you can actually social distance. So we're actually in our garage and we have our grill all heated up and ready to go. So before I start, what I want to do is I want to let you know about how we're doing the turkey. And the grill is heated up, and the grill has actually been doing its thing for the last couple hours. And what we've got is we've got our turkey roasting in a wok. And what's great about roasting the wok in the roasting the turkey in the wok is that because of the shape of the wok, any liquid that you have as marinade or juices from the turkey will actually gather around the breast as you're roasting it. And we've roasted this upside down first, or breast down, for the first 2/3 of the time that we're doing the turkey. And so for the last third, what we'll do is we'll just flip this over just to let that brown up a little bit. And you'll see that's really nicely glazed. And that's because the marinade that we put in there is keeping that really moist. And just so you'll know what I used some homemade maple syrup. I used some soy sauce. And I used some everyday seasoning. This is Trader Joe's everyday seasoning. And I just mixed that all up. The other thing that's in there is crushed garlic. I used 4 cloves of crushed garlic. So when I put this in, what I did was I have 4 burners here, and sometimes you may only have 3 burners, you may have 5 burners, whatever it may be. But what you'll do is the middle burners that are right underneath the wok will be on low. And the burners to the side will be on high. And the reason you want to do that is you want the heat to be somewhat indirect, meaning that if the heat is higher on the sides, it'll come up, it'll hit the top of the cover of the grill, and then it'll push back down off the top. It'll reflect off the top and roast that center. The middle will come straight up, and that will heat the turkey up. So the turkey has been cooking for a while, and we're going to let that finish as I'm working on the vegetables. So let's start with the vegetables while we're waiting for the turkey to finish up. So I've got a cast iron griddle here, and that's preheated. And we're going to put in some salad dressing. So really nice and simple, some flavoring. And if you don't want the salad dressing, you could just use straight oil. So this is preheated, and you can hear that sizzling. I'm just going to cover the bottom of the pan with the salad dressing. And I'm going to put in the vegetables in the order that I want them to roast. So the one that I want to kind of get nice and soft will be our sweet potatoes. And so let's just cover those sweet potatoes like that. And There we go. And we're going to cover that up now while we prepare the rest of the vegetable. So over here, we'll have some carrots, and I'm going to put those in next because we'd like those to soften up as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a roll cut, which is I cut it at a 45-degree angle and I give it a quarter of a turn. Just like that. All right. That's the automatic light on our garage flashing there. And so you can see that there's multiple surfaces for those carrots to roast. So let's put those in. It's nice and hot. There we go. We can give those a little stir. So those will start softening up. So the next thing we have is we have some onions. And I've just cut those up. I've chunked those up. And if you want the onions to be kind of mellow, you can use the yellow onions. If you want them to be a little bit more robust, the red onions. And of course, the larger the onions, the more robust they'll be. So let's go back in here. Those in. And of course, the longer you cook these, the sweeter they'll get. There we go. So we're just making sure that that salad dressing that we put in just covers them all. All right. So while those are softening up, let me talk a little bit about how we're going to prepare the turkey. So the turkey, on the settings that we've given you, which is high on the sides and medium or low in the middle, will, on a good quality grill, that'll be about 450 degrees. So at 450 degrees, figure about 10 minutes a pound for the turkey to cook through. If you want to use a thermometer, you want the thigh, the inner thigh of that turkey to be about 170 degrees to be done. All right. So our turkey has been in there for, it was a 9-pound turkey, so a small turkey, and it's been in there for almost 2 hours now. So it's definitely done. I've turned that over to let it glaze. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a look at that turkey, and we are going to carve it. And I'm going to show you kind of a fun way to carve the turkey, assuming that it's done. So let's check that first. So let's look at the turkey. All right, and those vegetables are roasting up nicely. So we'll take this out. Let me put this on a heat-proof surface for a minute. Whoops. All right, close that cover. There we go. So what we'll do is I'm going to put on some heat-proof gloves. So you can get these at the hardware store. So they're not these are lined. So I'm able to kind of touch this, and yes, you can see that this is done. Those legs are very loose, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the legs right off. See how easily they come off? So now here's the fun part. Here's the legs. And now I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to separate the breasts, just like that. And then what that will allow me to do is I can pull the entire breast off. And I'll do that to both sides. There we go. All right, so let's go over here. And what I'll do is I'm going to cut across the grain on the breast meat, falling apart. It's very, very tender. So we'll just take that, put that right there. Then we'll take this other one. We'll slice that. So this breast meat is so moist, and it's because of the shape of the wok. There we go. And then what I can do is I can go and I'll get the legs and the thighs, and we'll do the same thing. Is I can pull off the thigh meat. The boneless thigh meat. If you want, you can, you could keep the drumsticks intact, or you can just, they're large enough so you can just kind of pull that meat off if you like. There. And those gloves really make it so that you can handle that very hot meat. You don't have to worry about letting the turkey sit or anything like that. You can just do this right out of the oven, which is great. There you go. So there's your dark meat, and there's your breast, which is great. There. So let me take these gloves off for a second, and let's take a look at our roasted vegetables. There they are. They are looking good. Oh, just a note, you didn't see me do this, but after I took the turkey out, I turned everything onto high. All right, so this is going to be this is really going to sear these vegetables. So the onions have broken up. So the next thing we'll put in will be some mushrooms. And these mushrooms that I've put in are king mushrooms. They're really robust mushrooms. There we go. All right. So the last vegetable that I'll put in will be peppers, and these are fresh green peppers. If you want your peppers to have a little bit of a bite, the poblano peppers are very good. If you want something really serious, the chili peppers will really give it a lot of heat, but these are just sweet green peppers. And whether the bell peppers are whatever color they are, they stay sweet. They don't get hot. The Japanese shishito peppers or lion's head peppers also are a little bit spicier, but they're very good. All right. So those vegetables will be done probably in about 10 minutes or so. What I'm going to do now, because we're basically done cooking, I'm going to have a taste of this turkey before we say farewell. And I happen to like the dark meat, so yum. I'm going to try this breast meat simply to make sure that it's moist. And it is. So, let me swallow here. There you have it. Roasted turkey and vegetables outdoors on cast iron. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.